It was the morning of August 16, 2023 at 6:30 in front of two houses in Jaranwala city. Martyred pages of the Holy Quran and a white chart paper were found. Insulting phrases were written on the chart paper with a red marker, and two Christian brothers, Umar Masih, were found under them. Alias Rocky and Umair Masih alias Raja had photo, identity card number, and address. A photograph was also found with them, in which Umair Masih was standing with his father. These two houses belonged to staunch religious people. The first house was occupied by the imam of the mosque, while the second was the house of the emir of a religious and political party. Initially, the women met and started telling the locals. People started gathering slowly. Umar Masih and Umar Masih both work at Interloop, a hosiery factory in Faisalabad. Umar Masih, aka Rocky, left for duty. His bus was missed. He was going through the streets towards the main road. He saw people on the way. He entered into the crowd. He saw people holding some money in their hands. Papers are being carried, and they are calling his name angrily. He went ahead and saw the papers with his name and photo on them. He snatched the papers from the people and ran towards his house. The crowd ran after him, but the people could not go far. One of the women who found the papers in front of another house was the sister of a television channel reporter. She told her brother when this news came out. Shahid reached Iqbal in the street. It started a round of gossip. He immediately informed the police. The sub-inspector reached there, inspected the documents, and he reassured the people, "We also filed an FER. Register and also arrest the accused." In the meantime, the people of the religious organization reached Mayor Yunus Rizvi. He also started trying to solve the matter, but then suddenly at 8:30 in the morning, announcements were made in the mosques, and people continued to gather. Meanwhile, SP Bilal Silhari, the scholars and priests of the city sat together and started discussion. The priest condemned the blasphemy and assured the arrest of the accused, after which an agreement was reached between the parties that the police would register a formal FER and arrest the accused as well. However, the police advised the Christian population to evacuate their homes carefully. The pastor agreed to this proposal and instructed the Christian community to leave their homes, after which they vacate their homes. And as the crowd continues to grow, the police contact the headquarters for more personnel. But before the deployment, 4,000 to 5,000 people gather in front of the Catholic Church in Cinema Chowk in Shamra Mandi. They are chanting slogans and feel disturbed. There are Muslim houses at the beginning of the Christian street, while Christian houses start from the middle of the street. When the police reaches there, they find that there are Christians inside the street. Houses are being burnt. The police try to stop the crowd. They charge batons and fire tear gas, but the crowd is more and the police less. In the end, there is no option but to shoot. But the local administration of the police decides that no matter how bad the situation is, there will be no shooting. So they keep trying to control the situation. But people are not controlled. People use tractors. And they come on trolleys and burn the houses and churches of the Christian population, but the police become effective in saving the Christian people. Not a single person was injured or killed in this tragedy, and it was a really great achievement by the police. The mob continued to set fire to houses and churches for 3.5 hours, and the Jaranwala police continued to fight them like 30. The force also reaches, after which the police action starts. But by that time, 90% of the damage has been done. The mob had burned 85 houses and 23 churches by the time the Rangers arrived at 9:30 p.m. But by that time, the entire garden had been destroyed. During the riot, 120 people were arrested. Danish deposits them in the school and their security and ration arrangements begin. During this time, NGOs also came and started inciting the Christian community. The media of India and Europe also picked up the incident, and Pakistan began to be invaded from all sides. The police started the investigation on the second day. The investigation started with Umar Masi and Umar Masi. Their position was that if we had insulted, why would we put our name, address, and picture on the paper? This is a conspiracy against us. They's argument had weight. The police then started looking for the perpetrator of the insult and the conspiracy against the two brothers. The second question before the police was the reaction by the Muslims. They came from regions and neighborhoods, but their response was the same. They would bring petrol and start burning churches and houses straight away. This pattern suggests that the insults were planned and the response was well thought out and well planned, though the police investigated from another angle. To begin with, the police interviewed Christian women for investigation, and one of the women said, "My husband used to have a bag. I searched the bag one day and found a Quran wrapped in a cloth. I was worried about it." When her husband was called, his conversation was incoherent. His body language was also suspicious. When his accounts and mobile phone were checked, it was found that he was constantly being sent money by someone from France. This person has also visited Germany, Italy, Jordan, and Israel. He is a drug dealer and has been arrested 3 times for this crime. Has gone to jail. Amir Masiya Karaja was asked about it. He revealed, "I have illicit relations with his wife," called the woman and asked. She also confessed. Police investigated further. So it turns out that Umar Masiya Karaja is a playboy and has relationships with many women. As the investigation progressed further, it was found that the main accused, P, had hired a hired killer in the jail while he was in jail for drug charges. But the killer ran away with his money and did not attack Raja. When he came out of prison, he decided to kill Raja himself, and the easiest way for him was to accuse him of blaspheming the Quran. This would have killed the Raja, and there would have been no blame on P. Now the next question was how to insult. P was not aware of this process. Why? As he was uneducated and did not know much about Islam, he was helped in this matter by a person, Umar Masi alias Raja, with whom he also had enmity. He also wanted to take revenge on him. P took admission in education on the advice of this person and learned to write a few words. P also knew about Section 295C of the law. This section is used for blasphemy. That is, P made regular preparation and planning for this heinous act. He bought Holy Quran from the market, bought paper and pens from different shops, practiced writing insulting phrases, and finally insulted the pages of Holy Quran papers. But wrote derogatory phrases, wrote the names, addresses, and identity cards of Umar Masi and Umar Masi, Raja. Below them, removed Raja's picture with his father from Facebook. He took his prints and made 2 copies of them and threw them in front of the houses of the strongest scholars of 2 different sects, and himself went home and slept. He used to send money continuously. He sat in UK and told the method of insulting both the accused. However, the result of this boldness came on August 16. A fire broke out in Jaranwala. 85 houses and 23 churches of the Christian community were burnt, and the country became infamous all over the world. That was the answer.